Hello and welcome to the Dynera training series. This video will cover how to create a weight user-defined variable which can be used to make charts crosstabs display weighted data. While we always want our survey sample to accurately represent proportions within the population, reality means this isn't always possible. Therefore, weighting is used to compensate for over or under sampling of specific segments or for disproportionate stratification. Let's take gender variable as an example to create our weight variable. You can begin by selecting the variable and then clicking on New in the action bar. Alternatively, you can right-click on the space available next to the name of the variable and select weight variable from the list available. Let's begin by giving the variable a name. We're going to call it gender weight. Adding the variable to the category is optional, though useful as it makes it easy to find. Now look for the variable from the search option that you have to add to the weight variable. Alternatively, you can expand the category to find it. Once you find your variable, drag and drop it to the right from left. You can put one or more variables in the rows. Now add the target percentage in the target percent column. MarketSight also provides with an option to add another variable in the columns, so weighting can be targeted in a metric format. If you run a survey in multiple countries, you might need to apply a different weighting to your gender for each market. In this example, Group By will allow you to put one of your market variable in the column and gender in the row of the metrics. You can easily adjust your weighting per market in one go. Let's begin by clicking on Group By. In the dialog, drag and drop the variable towards right to add as column of the matrix. Let's take markets from our markets category and click OK. The percentages which have been automatically added here indicate the current proportions of each of the cells in the data set. Now we can add target percentage for each cell. The target percentage for the first one will be applied to female in UK, and the second one will be applied to male in UK, and so on. Taking random numbers to put in the target percentage over here. In this row, you will find more information and options for the weight variable. Min and max are the thresholds that will be applied in the crosstab should the system-generated weighting values are larger or smaller. Rating is a common option for weighting and it is used by default here. In this method, your weighting is based on a set of variables where the population distribution is known, and the procedure iteratively adjusts the weighting for each case until the sample distribution aligns with the target percentage specified for those variables. Tolerance specifies how close the finished weighted counts for each value should be to the specified target counts. Max iterations will limit the maximum number of iterations run by the algorithm before stopping. You can set this variable as a default to the whole data set. Each variable preview on the variables page will display weighted numbers and crosstabs will be weighted by default. You can leave this box unchecked if the dataset should not be weighted by default. You can always add a weight to the individual crosstab by dragging and dropping it under the Weight tab of the crosstab editor. Click OK to save the changes. The variable statistics window here gives basic details about the newly created weight variable. The effective base is used as a safeguard against the likelihood of the statistical tests producing significant results because of the adjustments made by weighting. The effective base takes these adjustments into account. Weighting efficiency is an indication of that is manipulated by weighting. A number below 80% might mean that there is a mismatch between the sample and the population. The average weight is the sum of weights for all records divided by the number of records. The smaller the number here, the better it is. The minimum weight is the smallest value of all weight values which have been calculated. The maximum weight, on the other hand, is the largest value of all weight values which have been calculated. Tolerance specifies how close the finished weighted counts for each value should be to the specified target counts. Status ranking converged in n iteration tells us how many times the algorithm has run the iteration to arrive at the desired weight values. Click Close to close this window. This variable is now ready to be used in a crosstab on table level or on row variable level. We are now in the crosstab editor. In order to apply weighting to the entire crosstab, click on Weighting tab. Now drag and drop the variable in this section. Remove it for the time being. To show you another option, which is to apply the weight variable only to a specific table of the crosstab, that is only to a row variable, click on Options, select Weighting. Now check the box on top that states Set Weighting for this row variable. You may also add weighting to other row variables, individual tables, by bringing those to the row variable side here. Click OK. You may also set the weight variable as a default weight variable for the whole dataset from the Properties window of the dataset. To do so, head to the Datasets page. Right-click on the name of the dataset and select Properties. You have the option on the second tab, Weight and Weight Variables. Here, select the category first and then the variable that you wish to apply to the dataset. By clicking OK, this will be applied as a default weight variable to the whole dataset. We hope you find this video helpful and thank you for watching.